family, listen up. Today is special. We're hanging out with a woman who didn't just walk through the door, she kicked it in high heels and cleats. She went from studying English at the University of Abuja and then working in sales to becoming the first ever female licensed FIFA agent in Nigeria. She's the face of the NPFL, a CAF match commissioner, and as of this month, a Nollywood actress. We're hanging out with the queen of the pitch, the undisputed queen of the pitch, Chisom Mbonu-Ezeoke. We're talking about that legendary room of 15 men, her role in a new boxing blockbuster, The Other Side of the Bridge, and we've got some debates that will ruffle your feathers. Let's get into it. Chisom, welcome to the show.
This introduction now, wow.
You go far. Welcome to the show.
No pressure at all.
Welcome to the show, man. When we were going through the CV, everything, I was like, this is proper. You know the way we do it in the Igbo land, like when you're doing introduction, you must make sure that you mention. Please, did I leave anything out?
Nothing now. Only that you added some things that I'm not sure are supposed to be there. Number one is the heels. I did the heels in the beginning. Now I don't do it anymore.
What about the cleats?
Yes, I still do that one. And Nollywood, I'm not sure, but let's go.
Yeah, she's shy. She's being quiet right now, quite shy, but. Welcome to the show. Before we start the interview, I want to say personally that I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I've said it before. I mean, I remember having Chief Swa on the show, and we're talking about you. You know, obviously, having also, a prominent face in female sports, and she mentioned your name as well. And I pretty much sounded off on everything she was saying. And I want to say to everybody that is here that the reason why I am where I am right now and making strides in sports is because of her. Everything that I said about her is literally what it is.
Thank you.
You're an amazing person, and obviously, just being given that opportunity to be, in super sports, and just finding my way at a time where, when I was finding my way. Let me just put it out, let's just put it like that, because, obviously coming out of reality TV and having to try different things and, just being given the opportunity, I want to say thank you so much for that,
Thank you for the acknowledgement. But I also have to say that it's not a question of me being the reason you are here. No, I'm not the reason you are here. You are the reason you're here.
Sure.
Because what happens is an opportunity comes up, I say, I think Groovy will do a good job of it.
Yeah.
Then the rest is up to you.
Yeah.
So it had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
So seeing you, what you've done, how you've grown, the strides you're making in the sports space as well. Forget the entertainment space, the sports space. I'm super proud of you. It's like watching a son. Even though I don't know that I'm old enough to be your mama, but
that's why I love you. Aside your work, she also has jokes for days. Like, there's no way you be on set with her and you will not laugh. Whether you're in front of the camera, or even production, everybody's having a good laugh.
My goodness.
But I mean, yes, like you said, definitely taking that opportunity.
Yeah,
but I definitely obviously have to say thank you for even putting that, on a platter for me to take. And obviously, I wouldn't have met you if not for Jimmy.
Yes.
So I obviously have to say
Jimmy the man,
King Jimmy, also for that. And I think it's just been very amazing, and you've been very welcoming, and I'm super happy. This is, for me, the most important interview in this show.
You make it easy, my brother.
This is the most important. I'm telling you right now. Sorry to those that have been here before. You see that I'm taking time with this intro. Please. But thank you once again. All right, so since I got the introductions right, let me head straight into the interview. So, I mean, you're known as the football girl, but let me take you back to the beginning, right?
Yeah.
You grew up in Enugu as the last of 8 children.
Yes.
And I heard your brothers basically ran a mini cinema of World Cup tapes at home.
Yes, they did.
But was that your origin story for falling in love with sports?
Do you know what? People always ask me that question, but I don't know. So sometimes when I think back as a very young girl, there's 16 years between me and my oldest brother, so the oldest in the family. So I remember my father watching football with my brothers, Super Eagles, obviously.
Yeah.
And then I remember, back in the day, he had his wrapper around his waist, and then we won, he got up looking all manly and stuff, shaking my brother's hands. You know how these things we do, when we score, we get up and we're all looking serious. I remember my father doing that. So would I say those were my first experiences? Yes. Would I say those were the reasons why I got into sports? I don't know, because my sisters also experienced it and they all hate sports. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that's a question I've never really been able to answer. So every time I get asked that question, I have different answers because I have different memories of it. But I just say that I grew up finding myself liking sports. I don't know what it was, but yeah. But was my father an influence? My brother, one of my brothers, one at the time. Now I have two who are fanatical, but one of my brothers definitely, yes.
Okay, so did being the baby of the house, like, did it kind of like have any influence in what you had to watch? Because obviously now you be last born.
Of course.
Yeah, so
And
whatever they put,
And
whatever
in
they
my
put is what you're going to watch.
And in my house, you get that you annoy somebody, they beat you. You get annoyed, they beat you. Being the last one, no easy, I swear.
So, did you spend more time watching football than, like, let's say cartoons, like as a baby?
As a child, I didn't like cartoons.
Ooh.
People find it hard to. I don't watch cartoons till this day. I don't watch animations. So I saw, you are too young to remember, but then the likes of Danger Mouse.
I remember Danger Mouse. Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all of that.
Silver Surfer.
Yeah, I was forced to see them, but I didn't watch them. I saw them. I remembered the sounds, but I didn't watch them. So I wasn't a movie person, but I did watch, some sport. But did I also watch a lot of it as a child? No, I didn't. I watched more like the Tales by Moonlights of this world, But as a child, I didn't have the last one, the youngest of eight. I didn't have a say on what we watched. So now that you ask me this question the way you have, probably what happened. I've never really thought about it that way, but I didn't have the remote. Now I hug the remote. These are my children, my husband, they know. I think it's from my childhood trauma of not having the remote.
Just hold the remote. Carry it to the kitchen. Carry it everywhere.
I hug the remote now. My brothers, you guys did this. Oh my goodness. Now I think my husband should understand why I hugged the remote. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
Childhood trauma.
Yes. Love it. Anyways, I want to touch on your education also for a bit. I mean, I did mention that you studied at University of Abuja, pretty much in the north. And I wanted to ask now, how did an English major find herself in a 3-year stint in sales and marketing before the whole football thing now took over?
Yeah, so sales and marketing. So I worked, once I left school, my brother, at the time in 1998-ish, GSM had started coming out, 1998, 1999. And then it was a big business. The people who were in the industry were making a lot of money. And, from value-added services to recharge cards at the time. People who made a lot of money in that time made a lot of money from recharge cards. You won't believe it. Mobile phones. So I had my older brother here in Lagos who went straight into the mobile phone business and he was doing very well. And then my late brother, rest his soul, he lived in England at the time. So when I left school, I lived in Abuja. I said to him, why don't we start something? So an extension of what my brother was doing in Lagos, GSM Planet, and take it to Abuja. So my brother in England would send phones. So I started. So immediately the day I dropped my exam papers and moved into town, we started building that business. Got a shop. He would send phones and, oh my God, I was such a tomboy then. God help me. Maybe I still am now. I'm not sure. But I would drive from Abuja town to the airport, pick up the cargo, take it back to Emma Plaza in Abuja, set up in the shop. But people coming into the shop was they would walk in. But I knew that I had to sell fast to make money fast. For that matter.
Don't play.
Don't play with us. But I would take in my car and drive to Computer Village in Abuja. They had a Computer Village in Abuja.
I didn't know that.
Oh, they did. It was not as big as Abuja, Lagos, but we had it there. And I'd park outside, go inside, tell guys, I have phones in my car. You guys come if your customers come. So I'd park there. And they would rush. People would come to buy in Computer Village. These guys didn't have the goods. I had the goods. They would come in my car and, pick. I write my receipt. They give their own person their receipt. Whatever you add on it is none of my business. So from there, I would go to companies, market, trying to sell my product. And I dare say I was blessed, honestly. As a young kid who had just come out of school, I was making some good money. But I knew that wasn't what I wanted. So I went into sales and marketing for a company called ISIS. No, Not that ISIS. This is ISYS.
Tell them.
ISYS. Please
Yeah.
clock it. Okay, and I
Yeah.
had that, and we were doing value added services at the
Yeah.
time as well. Went into sales and marketing of it before I found myself on television. Worked with my TV Africa doing their marketing and sales, more scheduling for them and
Yeah.
writing up their marketing sales pitches and stuff like that. So I think coming out of school, I knew I wanted to do sports. I just didn't know how at the time. So I went into sales and marketing to make money, to make a living, to enjoy myself, to flex as a young girl as well. And as God is my witness, I've always provided, apart from when my family, my mom, my dad, my brother provided for me. I've always provided for myself. Okay, so that's how come it happened. But I also stopped it because of my dream to be in sports. I told myself, I might be from Nollywood, but that doesn't make me a trader.
But it wasn't a case where you could have continued the business, probably now, like, employed some people to continue it?
Well, I left it, and my brother employed people.
Okay.
So the people I worked with, they stayed back, and I left it. First of all, I moved to England to pursue this dream to be in sports.
Okay.
Got there, I knew my accent wasn't going to get me the job. Now my accent would work, because now you hear a cocktail of accents all over. But at the time, it was mostly the British accent, and I had this Nigerian accent. I wasn't ready to change anyway, because it's my identity. And I stayed there for 5 months. I said, this place is not for me, and I came back. Everybody was shocked when I decided to come back. But my brother did that for a while before he realized that him being over there, his sister not being there anymore, because it would have been better for me to chop his money than for people to chop his money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the business started struggling. It wasn't struggling per se, but the sales started going down.
Yeah.
But I was very clear. I said to him, I've had my run here. Now I need to go do exactly what I want to do. Buying and selling is not for me. The only reason I was able to do the GSM business was that at the time there was an unspoken rule about everything else was bought on credit except phones. I don't know why. Nobody bought phones on credit. It was much later that started coming in. But at the time, you only bought a phone when you had the money. So, and everything was paid 100%. So it was easier. Because for me to go and ask people to give me back, oh, you're owing me this, pay me. I'm too shy.
Yeah.
It embarrasses me. So buying and selling is definitely not for me.
I wish I could say the same. I wish I could say the same. That is literally the foundation of which I exist.
Yes, I know.
I've chased people for 500 naira. I would say
I
am a shameless businessman.
I know you, and we've had those interactions with our people in studio.
Let's not.
Movie doesn't play.
I see where we are set to. We'll now start doing what we need to do. But yeah, let take us back to that room. That legendary room that we call your 15 men during your FIFA licensing program. Yeah. You said you were the only woman there. You were the only one that passed.
No, I wasn't the only one that passed, but I was top.
You were top?
Yes.
Okay. So now, was that experience the fuel that kept you going, when everyone else was pretty much doubting that you could actually do it?
Honestly, no. So let me just say first of all that I took that exam because at the time, also, you'll be too young to remember. I'll keep putting that so everybody will know you're a baby. At the time, we had internet was not what it was today. It was dialing. The most frustrating technology ever created. But, we're grateful for that. Yeah. But then, internet was at the speed of a snail. It was terrible. But then I had this desktop computer. That time they will still do C. You won't remember, but I know. Let me remember.
All people when they watch this show now, they talk say, "Groove is too young. Why did he? He's too young for this."
Let me. It's just because we're on the same industry. If no, you can't be talking to me. You should have no ballet when you see me. Say,
I can lie down. No, it's not bad. Can you frame me, cameraman? Let me just lie down. You frame me down.
But
it's fine.
At the time, we had all of that, but I was researching, trying to find a way to get into the industry.
Okay.
And the way to do that was obviously through the NFF. I didn't know anybody. So I kept searching and searching and searching. And I found that FIFA licensing thing. At the time, I didn't know there was no woman to have attempted it. But when I did that, my friend, we have this friend, his name is Anya Kosa. Annie's father was also a top man in Nigerian football. But he did more refereeing and as a match official. So I said to him, I needed somebody to do it. I said, Annie, please come and do this thing with me. He wasn't that interested, but okay, my friend is doing it. And I researched, at the time, printed questions from the internet. Because I had left school not too long before. So for me, chasing anything that required examination meant I had to study. So we studied.
Yeah.
Not knowing that people didn't really study. You get what I mean? But we studied.
Yeah.
And then when we went to the NFF to write the exam, I saw, I don't know if you know the great Fani Amu, who played for Nigeria and also coached. So Fani was the acting general secretary at the time.
Okay.
Walked into the room and I said to him, I sat with him and I said, he always tells people this, and I said to him, we're here to write. Oh, no, he saw me. So I was this very young, extremely skinny. Maybe if I have the confidence, I'll give you a picture.
I've seen it.
Are you serious?
I wanted to ask if that was you, but I was I was scared. I was too scared.
No, I looked like death, Abby. I was so thin then. And Sani saw me, and he called me into his office with Annie. Called me. He said, come. What are you doing here? I said, I came to write the exam. He said, you? I said, yes. And he said, what do you have on your hands? I said, oh, past questions I'm studying. He started laughing. And he said, you have past questions? You studied for this? I'm like, yes. So I'm looking at him like, isn't that what people do for an exam? You know? And then he said, so if you finish this, what do you want? I said, let's talk about what I want now. I said, what I want now is, again, coming from the Nigerian education system. I said, I just want a level playing ground. If I pass, just pass me. Nobody should fail me when I passed. And he never forgot that. He said, okay, go write it. So when I got in there was when they announced that a lady was here. And it's the first time they've ever had a lady. I didn't know that. So they said, let's first of all stand up and applaud this girl. Meanwhile, Annie and I were the only people who were below 35 there. And I say 35 because I think most of them were in their 40s.
Yeah.
And I met a man there. His name is Mr. El Tayeb, who became my boss eventually. He was already in his 50s, writing it at the time. So it was after that he came to meet Annie and I. Was like, these two young people, I need to meet you guys. And we worked for him. We went to Kano, worked for him eventually. Had a massive tannery, also had a value-added services company with communication. So we worked for him at the time. So that was the first time I knew. Then when the exam was over, I think I had 99%, Annie had 98%. I don't know. Let's not say what the others had.
Over 100, 99.
Yes, I had 99.
Why?
Yes, and I was objective questions, but I studied. So would I say it was what gave me the confidence? I wouldn't say it. I'd say what gave me the confidence was my mom and my sister. Because there's something, I think that's also what happens to people who work in the civil service. So when you start working as a young person, if you're working in a bank, at the time, we had started the consolidation of banks and the new banks were coming out. So a lot of our friends were there. Then they get up in the morning, they wear their suits, the men wear their ties, the girls wear their nice skirt suits or whatever, or trouser suits. And then they get paid at the end of the month. And then they're the ones flexing. You're not. So if you're in the civil service, you're earning at the time maybe 15K. Then for those of us who are chasing a dream in sports, we're not even earning anything. So on the side, you're hustling.
Yeah.
You get 5,000 here, 2,000 there, 10,000 there. Then you start asking yourself, what am I doing in this space? Okay? What am I doing in this space? Because eventually I came to Lagos. And I'm asking myself, what am I doing in this space? I go out with my friends, they're the ones paying for drinks. If before I go, because me, I hate embarrassment. That's why I don't do buying and selling. And then I say to them, they say, oh, Chisom, let's go to 007. I'm like, I don't have money. Then they say, don't worry, we'll pay. So you start getting embarrassed when they're paying all the time and you don't have the money to pay. So I did go write the banking exam at the time and I passed. Went for the interview and I passed. And I was saying to myself, my friends are doing better. What am I doing here? And it was my sister and my mother who said, you have a dream in sports. So don't take that job. Once you take that job, you'll be derailed and you can't go back. So I'd say they gave me the confidence. So at the end of the month, my sister would give me 10,000, 5,000. Her husband, they had one car. Her husband would say, okay, don't worry, I'll take a taxi and pick my sister.
Yeah.
Take the car, go to VI, go and stay with your cousin. And you guys go have fun. Just be confident. I think that's what gave me the confidence. The support of my sister and my mom. Them saying to me, validating what I was trying to do at the time. So I think that's what gave me confidence.
Fire, man. Fire. In the end, that has to be something that you'd hold by dearly,
Oh yeah.
because I mean, you can only do it as much as you can only do it as much as probably the situations around you,
Of
and
course.
because of the fact that you did not take that job,
Yes.
because like you said, if you did take that job,
Your trajectory
it
moves.
it derails,
It
yeah,
derails, yeah.
it
And
derails.
who knows what would have happened. But I'm so happy those two women told me what to do. They told me to hang on. And I remember I'm my father's brother as well. That's why I use the analogy of civil servants,
Yeah.
which is what my father's brother told me, that my Uncle Chris, he used that analogy at the time. He
Mm,
said to me, you see, these people you're looking at, they're the flashy ones now. So later you will be the one that is flashy. Okay? And he used that. He said civil servants start off poor, but later they become directors, they become palm sex, head of
yeah.
service, and then things change. They become ambassadors. So his wife was a career ambassador. So he used that analogy for me at the time, also
Yeah.
trying to tell me, just keep the faith and keep working. So
Yeah.
I just kept putting in the work.
That's amazing. Now, when you first started off as an analyst, fans weren't really used to seeing a woman break down
No,
tactics.
no.
What was the hardest piece of criticism you had to swallow? And
Hey.
how did you turn it into your signature football girl confidence? Because we know that you've built up a persona
Yeah.
over the years.
Yeah.
What was that one?
Whew. I wouldn't say it's one, but let me put it this way. Twitter also started, I think, if I'm not mistaken, around 2010, 2009, 2010, 2011. I can't remember, but it was around that time
Yeah.
that Twitter started. And when I joined Twitter, the criticisms were insane. So I can't remember. What I can tell you is that you can do a show for 2 hours straight, 2 hours straight, and everything is on point. Your flow is good. I mean, you're on TV, so you know it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as people think. Your flow is great. You're saying everything right. Then you make this one mistake. That one mistake might be pronunciation of
Awesome.
name.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember this Man U goalkeeper. Is it Thomas? Is it Tuchak? No, Tuchak or something like that. Kushak or something like that. I'm trying to remember his name now.
Man United goalkeeper.
Man United goalkeeper. So if you can Google the name for me, I'd like to remember. I think Thomas, is that something Tuchak or Koshak? I remember pronouncing his name wrongly on TV, and every single thing I did, nobody remembered it. And on Twitter,
they were hounding you.
Oh my goodness. And at the time as well, we had Supersport gave us clothes to wear.
Oh.
So for a season, they might give you 2 jackets, 4 camisoles. The camisoles will be the same style, but maybe green, purple, white, black. So you find yourself rotating them. As a young girl, I didn't have the money. I wasn't getting paid crazy money. So I had to manage myself. And people would say things like, that's the one. People would say things like, doesn't this person have another outfit? The stupid things that didn't matter. So now I learned very early on, eventually, to stop, because you have, as a young person, you're constantly looking for validation.
Yeah.
So I'm sure maybe it happens to you now as well. Sometimes you go check.
Yeah,
to hear
you go
what
check.
people are saying about you.
Our Twitter is like
the worst.
The worst.
The worst. But I stopped that. I stopped searching and looking at that in 2012. After abuses, and then sometimes you're a human being. People say, you read one that just hurts, and then you respond. But I realized that no matter the style I have, there'll be people who will like it and people who won't like it. So I use myself as an example. So there are some artists that I see, they are brilliant, but they're just not for me. So I acknowledge. So one of them an example would be Beyonce. I think she's arguably the most talented woman in the world. She's brilliant, she's amazing. I admit that she has great songs.
Yeah.
She's just not my cup of tea. Her style, her music, it's just not my cup of tea. Same with Rihanna, for example. But I acknowledge they are great. So realizing that made me realize that if I'm looking for validation in people, I'll never get it, because no one person in this world is everybody's cup of tea. Not even Michael Jackson was everybody's cup of tea. Some people didn't like his music. I still have arguments with people. I say he's the greatest ever. People say to me he's not even top 10. So I learned early on that I can't be everybody's cup of tea. But that, going on Twitter and reading some crazy stuff. And at the time, you know me, you know who I support.
Yeah.
At the time, I'd say something. Again, another reason I stopped bothering. I'd say something about Manchester United because I'm being objective. And I say something nice. They played good. They have the best coach in the world. In my opinion, at the time, they had the best defensive pairing in the world. I'd say that. Then I have people abusing me on Twitter that I'm a Manchester United fan. But I'm just being objective. So I learned very early on. And then people get to insult you and abuse you. Then in 2013, I got pregnant. And I said to myself, so my social media, if you go and look at my social media footprint, you notice that in 2013, there was a huge cut. Because I got pregnant and I knew that people would push me to say things that my children will read later. And I will not have any moral justification to tell my children not to say things. To say to them, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. But on social media, on the internet, there is a footprint of me saying things.
Even if you delete it,
it's there. It's there. So I cut it. So I think social media and some things, like if you make a mistake, maybe you are even rushing, say Manchester United. That Fed is a problem. And then when you read it, it stays in your head. And then it affects you the next production and the next production and the next production. So I stopped.
Oh, well, nah. X now, as they call it, savage. No matter how many names they change it to, it will always be
brutal.
A brutal space. But I mean, you, take us back to your earliest memories of working, with Super Sports.
Yeah.
How was that?
I remember my first day. So my first day, I had met this man, Gary Rathbone, a South African who was the head of Africa at the time. So he's a Liverpool fan. So we're flying to Abuja then again, I used to follow the Super Eagles on my own, go watch them work, stuff like that. Super Sport wasn't taking me. Before Super Sport, I would take myself. After Super Sport, even if they weren't taking me, I'd go myself. I don't do that now. Now I'm looking for money. So
now they fly hard.
If it's not making me money, I'm not going.
Not private jet or business class.
I'm done with passion.
No collar.
Passion is over. I did passion for a long time. I'm not doing it again. If you're not paying me, I'm not doing. But at the time I used to do it, so I met. And I'm not going to knock that time because that's also the beginning of my journey. Good, so I met this guy. We had this massive argument. Liverpool, Arsenal. At the time, Liverpool was also crap, but they had won the Champions League. But at least we were winning league.
Yeah.
So I told, we had this argument. We got to Abuja, went our separate ways. Then, Felix is our boss now.
Yeah.
So Felix was a presenter at the time. You won't believe it. Now he's the GM. He's a presenter at the time. And then he gave me, I saw Gary again. We had the argument again. Then I left. So Gary then said, we're starting Super Sport in Nigeria. Tell Chisom to come and audition. So you know me, you know how I work.
Yes,
pass
question.
Did
you get pass question? No, I know she's work playing guy. She didn't do that.
But I was supposed to work on the first production was started on Saturday.
Okay.
They told me to come in on Sunday. But me being me, I said, let me go in on Saturday just to watch and see, how it's done. So Sunday I'm able to at least match them.
Yeah.
So got in there. Somebody came in late. They told me to go in. That was my first time. So my first time, Groovy. These people, I think they were after my future. They had seen how great I would be, and they wanted to derail me. So these guys had this big T-shirt, long sleeve. So then, imagine then I was like a size 6.
You were still tiny.
And they gave me like a size 16 shirt to go on set. May that picture disappear all over the internet.
We need to find the picture. Will you find it for us, or should we give us, or should we find it?
I have scrubbed it off the internet.
Don't worry.
So they put me there. I remember getting home and my brother-in-law said, I lived with my sister and husband at the time, and was saying to me that I was just grinning like an idiot. But of course, it was my first time at that level.
Mm-hmm.
I was shy. I was trying to be confident, So, and then I wasn't prepared to go in the day And then they made me go in on that day.
Yeah.
But me at the time as well, as a young girl, I see these young girls on social media now with their content, they're shouting, arguing, very argumentative or taunting.
Mm-hmm.
That was me back then. So eventually I said, you know what, I'm here. So I went in with that energy.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my first time. So it was me. I think it was, Chisom Mbonu-Ezeoke was the presenter, someone I really admire. And Colin Udo. Yeah, Colin Udo, the three of us.
Amazing.
It was crazy.
So, how did the Grey Boss come into the mix? Grey Boss is Moses Praise, by the way. So, yeah.
So, Moses was already an administrative staff of MultiChoice.
Okay.
At the time. And then, our boss, Felix. Felix was the executive head of studio and OB Productions. Yeah. Felix at the time was a pitch side presenter.
Okay.
So when Felix was elevated to the general manager at the time, he told Moses to take over as a presenter. So Moses was the one covering the league. So then we started what is now known as Niger Made, was the Nigeria Premier League highlight show.
Okay, that's what it was.
So that's what it was then. So you go to a match and you do the highlight show, they package it. So that's what Felix was doing. Then Moses took over. Then from there, again, the next step was for him to started presenting Charles was the main presenter at the time, because we started with Italian Serie A, the Spanish La Liga, and then at the time we were doing, I think, one Premier League show per week, because we had another company that had taken the Premier League. Then that's how come the studio started. And then so Moses started with that transitioning, but that's how he started. He started with the Premier League highlight show after Felix was moved to a more executive role.
Okay, amazing. And I'll allow him to continue the story.
Yes, of course.
When he's on the seat.
Exactly.
Anyways, let's talk about Chisom, the Nollywood actor.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Talk to me. As if the CV was not impressive enough, she said, let me add it there. Because when I did it in the intro, the way you were doing, I don't know about that. I was like, wait, this film, be like I no go watch him again, because maybe no be Chisom.
The film is great.
So, talk to me. Now you're making your big screen debuts in the other side of the bridge as a boxing commentator.
Yes.
Now my question is, how does the culture of Nollywood compare to the high pressure environment of a live sports broadcast? Is the drama realer on or off camera?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. And I think it's subjective and it's relative. I think it depends on the person. So, me, for example, I started my career on live television.
Yeah.
So everything was live. We didn't have teleprompters. We just spoke from the knowledge we had in our heads. And I learned for years, if you make a mistake, you continue.
Keep going.
There was no cut and, no edited parts. And then when I started doing you won't believe that my first edited show or program was Super Pigs.
Ooh.
And Super Pigs came how many years after my debut on television? So Super Pigs, you will not believe it, that Super Pigs was a bit more of a challenge for me than live television. And for most people, it's the other way around.
Yep.
But for me, it wasn't, because my foundation was live TV.
Live TV.
So acting is not for me.
Business is not for you. Acting is not for you.
Business is for me. Buying and selling is not for me.
Okay, buying and selling is not for you.
Yes.
Acting too is not for you.
Acting is not for me. I have so much respect for actors. Like, toilet to you guys. It's insane. First of all, the hours. No. Groovy, you know me. I have a schedule and I stick to it. Right? You tell me I go live at 9. My call time is at 7.
Yeah.
Me being Chisom, my call time is 2 hours before. I'll go there instead of 7. I'll go there at 4.
Yep.
So that I can prepare, relax, get ready. And then I know it's 7 to 8. Or my show is 7 to 8 or 8 to 9.
Yep.
I'm done. I prefer that. But these actors, oh my God. They sit there and then they shoot one scene 100 times. I'd go crazy. I would go crazy. And for me, the other side of the bridge, I've seen the editor's cut. By the way, it was
Yeah, I saw the trailer.
you
Really
have to
good.
go see it. It's
Yeah,
really good.
I'll be there.
I mean, Demi Banwe is an incredible actor, and I dare say he's also an incredible producer. He got the right set of people. So I worked with Lasisi as the commentator.
Okay.
So that's why I say I'm not an actress, because I did what I do normally. Yes, was it make believe? I guess because it's make believe and it's not the real thing.
Yeah.
That's why maybe you'd say I acted. That's what my best friend is Joke Silva. That's what she said to me when I told her, no, I just played my part. But she said, what you were talking about isn't the real thing. So you had to get into
you have to get into your character.
A character to play it and also talk about something that isn't really real.
Yep.
So I guess in that sense, yes, it was acting. But it was also me being me, doing what I do every day. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not a Nollywood actor. I'm not going to, and even though I think I also had to memorize some of the lines.
Yeah.
The presenting for commentary, which means that we were ringside. When we were ringside, watching them fight, we're actually watching them fight and commentating on it. So that wasn't acting anymore. That was me watching
and reacting to
what was going on, what I was watching, which is my craft.
Yeah.
But the other parts, before the actual boxing ring part, yes, I had to memorize it.
Yeah.
And memorizing things, even when I was a student, anytime they said define, I failed it until I realized that cramming isn't my thing.
Yeah.
I had to understand it. So I'd read the definition, understand the definition, and put it in my own words.
Okay.
Now acting, where they are telling me the line is this. If I were to act a full screen like you guys do, so if it's for me to understand it and talk about it, but it was a great experience.
It was a great experience.
It was a very great experience, and I'd say I'm proud as well, because the acting lineup there is insane.
Strong.
Very strong.
Strong. I was watching the trailer. It was giving me Creed.
Yeah.
The Creed, the Michael B. Jordan kind of. It was giving me that.
They did
that
good.
vibe.
You need to watch it. You must be there.
No, I'll be there. This is my mother.
Unfortunately, I won't be there.
Oh.
Unfortunately, and I'm saying it here for the first time, and I feel so bad because I see things on social media, and I see where people complain about the actors not. Hey, I'm not an actor. What? You know what I mean?
In
the
this
actors
case, she's an actor. She's an actor.
Not promoting.
Yeah.
The movie not being there. I was really looking forward to it. I was already getting an outfit made for it. But unfortunately, I will be in Ethiopia. I leave for Ethiopia on the 17th, which is the day of the premiere.
Oh.
I leave for Ethiopia on the 17th where I'm going to work as a match commissioner for CAF for a FIFA under 17 Women's World Cup qualifier. So I have that commitment, and that's my day job. So unfortunately, I leave on the 17th. I was like, because the match is on the 19th, I'm like, why isn't it another day? Because that day I was going to make my red carpet debut as an actress.
Yeah.
You would have been Maybe you would have even been my +1.
Before go, I did with you.
But I did with you. Unfortunately, so you have to be there, represent.
Yes, I'll be there.
Cover for me, send me pictures.
I'll be there for sure. I'll be there for sure. And I love the fact that I think I was also at the movie premiere of I can't remember the movie again, but the one Jimmy, he acted as a
we saw.
We saw. So I was like, now seeing yours, I'm like, mad.
I saw Jimmy. I actually went to the cinema to watch because of Jimmy and so Jimmy, better go and watch my own, because our own we have to break the cinema records or whatever it is they break there.
But now I have two questions now because of this acting thing. Now, one, what was it that convinced you to take on this project? And then two, have you had opportunities in the past that you turned down to probably act?
So for me to take this opportunity was there's a producer called Lord Tanner. I don't know if you know him. His name is Tolu. He was my secondary school mate. Okay. So he's a producer. I think he produced on this as well. So he called me, and when he called me, we were in our class group, WhatsApp group. Okay. For our class of 97, FGC, Very Government College, Enugu. And he called me, and there's a thing about people, your classmates that there's a thing about them that is very hard for you to turn them down. You know, he told me, he said, this is how much we are going to give. It's not a lot, but you know, I said, no, it's not the money. It was Tolu. People know him as Lord Tanner, but it was Tolu asking me to do something, be part of a project he was a part of. So that was the main reason I took it, because I've never really had an interest in acting. Yes, have I had opportunities? Yes, I've had, but I wasn't interested. But the funny thing is, before this, there was one I did with Frank Edoho. It's never come out. I don't know I can't even remember what the movie is called. But we played, was it for football? I can't even remember. But we played TV hosts, Frank Edoho and I. And the part that we played, we weren't with the other actors.
Okay.
So they just took us to a studio, told us what it was about. So they tell us this is a scene. And Frank and I, we improvised. That didn't have a script like this one had. So we improvised. I did that. And yeah, it worked. There was another opportunity I had to go. I think maybe I turned that down because I had to go to Abuja. Like, no, I'm not an actress. I'm not going to go to Abuja. But have I ever had an opportunity to be just an actress? No. Every time they want me to do something, they want me to play a commentator, a newscaster, or whatever.
Something in your line.
Yeah, but it wasn't something I wanted to do. But this one, Tolu sold it well. Plus, he was my classmate.
Yeah.
So he owes me one now.
We'll be seeing more of you in
we'll
the
see.
on the screen.
We'll see. I don't
see,
know.
I'm asking now.
No, you won't.
We won't see.
No.
What if there's a part 2 of the movie?
Maybe, but will I be an actress? No, I'm a sports TV presenter.
Okay, all right. Let's dive a bit into also your early life. Now you're an Enugu girl at heart, right?
Yes.
But a Lagos powerhouse by profession. How do those two cultures balance out in your daily life? Are you more cold city chill or Lagos 247 also?
There was a time I was a Lagos 247, but when I was in my younger days, I was a Lagos 247. I went out a lot with my friends. My husband and I dated for many years, and we did the Lagos scenes. But now, by nature, I'm a bit more chill now. But I'm a big city girl. So you know how people go on holidays to quiet places?
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like quiet cities. I like the noisy cities, exciting cities, cars. That's why New York City is one of my favorite cities in the world, because everybody's driving like they're in Lagos. So you are crossing the road, and then I like that. I like London, for example, but only because I can go to the West End and there's a lot of activity, lots of human traffic moving on there. So the quieter places are not really my thing. I lived in Abuja for many years, and I didn't think I would be able to live in Lagos, but Lagos is more my speed. But when I go to Enugu, because my mom still lives in Enugu, when I go to Enugu, I also appreciate the calmness. Enugu is one of the most beautiful cities in Nigeria. People don't believe it. You have to go.
I need to
believe
there,
it.
Man.
It is calm. It is quiet. It is extremely clean. Beautiful city. Okay? But I'm more of a Lagos vibe, busy city. I like the horns. I like somebody who drive nonsense. Say waka. I like that.
You like generator
for
money to light.
I don't mind. I prefer it to the quiet cities. I don't like quiet cities. No.
Lagos. Okay, so now between being a CAF commissioner, a TV host, and a mother of two, how do you protect your me time? Because I mean, you're literally everywhere. Like even on set, like you literally will tell me, I'm going here.
Yeah.
What does a day like of soft life look like for you
Aye.
when the cameras are off?
Yes.
What does it look like?
So I have 3 friends. So I told you my best friend is Joke Silva. I have another friend, Agatha Mata, and then I have Auntie Sarah as well. So 4 of us, we have this thing, especially me, Sis J, and Auntie Agatha. We have this thing that if one person calls, everybody must show up.
It calls randomly.
Randomly. It means, as friends, it means this person needs company, this person needs to talk, or this person just needs to, leave wherever space they are at and vibe. So we meet almost every week. There was a time we had a plan. Yeah. Every week we meet at the Koi Club. Every week. And sometimes randomly. somebody calls, ladies, are you guys in town? Let's meet at the club. No questions asked. We go. Or let's meet at Auntie Agatha's house. No questions asked. We go. It just means, and it's not that anybody is going through. It just means our friend needs us, so we do that. We do that a lot. Sometimes Auntie Agatha, my friend, she has a pool. Sometimes we just go there. We're not drinkers, so we don't drink, but we can buy Coke Zero or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Sit down
Just chill.
and just chill and talk. And sometimes somebody wants to talk. So that's my thing. So we find someone says, oh, there's this new place I saw. Let's go have dinner or breakfast. So we do that. So sometimes, like on Friday, it was Good Friday, right? Yeah. So Sarah says, oh, let's go to this place. I'm going to buy breakfast. We just stay there 2 hours, talk. So that's my soft life. That's my soft life. And we don't play with it. As women, we don't play with it because we realize that as women, we tend to not maintain that intentional relationships that help. They edify you, they feed you. Because as a mother, I have the pressure of the kids. And with kids, one day you wake up, somebody has a rash. Or one day you wake up, somebody has a cold, something you didn't plan for. So you're constantly on the move. I have obligations with Super Sport. I have obligations with my own productions, my own everything. So that's what I do. That's my soft life. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So women, we just sit, talk, laugh. We laugh a lot. So we laugh a lot, we yab a lot. I'm the youngest, but I'm also the most talkative. If that makes any sense. So, and just being there together, laughing. Sometimes we go out and stay till 10 p.m., 11 p.m.
Wow.
Then we go home. So
I hope I run into this dynamic. This dynamic.
It's important. Find it.
This four.
Find it. Find it for yourself. Honestly, there's nothing like it. I'm telling you from experience, there's nothing like it. And for us, it was intentional. We had a conversation one day, and I said I've been saying the same to my sister. Sometimes as women, men, you guys do it already. You guys have your boys, you do your boys thing. We were more the home person. So I started by saying to my sister, one day, let's just say we book a hotel room, just me, you, our friends, just sit down there, laugh and sleep. But we never did do the hotel thingy, apart from when we traveled together. But now we meet. We all became members of the club for this purpose. So we all meet there. They ask us, which department are you at in the club? We say, we're in the suya department. We sit at the rotunda. We buy suya. We buy salad. And we're just laughing, talking, reminiscing. And then sometimes we cry together as well. If one person has something to cry about, we help them with the cry.
Damn. Man, I have a lot of reflecting to do now.
Yeah, find it helps.
Yeah, that's really amazing. So anyways, I wanted to talk about your Fortem Inspire program.
Yes.
That's a big one.
Yes.
It's amazing, like the amount of things you discover about somebody that you literally see, let's say, every week.
Yes.
But you never know until you actually I love it. Wow.
It's amazing. So Fortem Inspire is something we created. I have a company with my partner called Fortem Lens, so we do productions.
Yeah.
So people have things to cover, shoot, adverts to shoot. We do that. So we do and then send the raw production. That's what we do.
Yeah.
But I started the Fortem Inspire program because sports changed my life. It really did. Sports gave me purpose. Okay, gave me discipline. My father gave me discipline, but sports helped me move it to the next level. So it taught me how to be punctual, how to be responsible, taught me about collaborations, about partnerships, taught me to also manage my anger, because when you manage people, it's hard. Different personalities, but, it gave me a platform where I'm able to control certain things about myself. So I wanted to transfer that to younger people. So we've worked with the U.S. Embassy, where they funded a project that we did to use sports to curb women and sex trafficking. So that's one of the projects I've done in my life that I absolutely loved. Unfortunately, I haven't done any in the last year and a half, but we're still planning to do that. The next thing for me is now to transfer my knowledge with broadcasting and producing and content development for television to the next generation of young women who want to be in that space. So I still do that a lot. I think sometimes I sit back and I'm fulfilled, not because I'm on television or because I've covered every single sporting event that I've ever dreamt of covering, but it's when I see people that I have helped direct in the job, or just people who are struggling for work, because our industry is a broke industry. You know that there's no money in our industry, but just being able to pay people to do certain things through that Fortem Inspire program, it's something that gives a different kind of fulfillment. Honestly, it does. But I love that project. It's never going to die, and I hope it's something that will outlive me. So I have a daughter, and she's 12 going on 13 now. I know I'm going to also bring her into it so that if I'm not here at some point, she can continue, because there's nothing better than inspiring another generation or helping build another generation, or just a human being, just one person.
Yeah.
So that's what we do at Fortem Inspire.
That's amazing. And I remember reading up on a project you had. I think it was a super sport at the time, when you were basically going to introduce sports to women.
Yes.
And you spoke about facing some challenges in terms of parents not aligned or wanting their kids. Was
that's
that
the biggest,
was that what inspired?
Yes,
that
I think it's in terms of not having a lot of girls in sports. I think sometimes it's not for lack of interest by the girls, it's for the parents. So I've had parents come to me and say they don't want their children to have muscles.
Yeah.
And I say to them that not only is it almost physiologically impossible for us to have muscles like men,
Yeah.
The people who do that are women who do it at that professional level, and they take things to help their bodies get toned like that. But they're also not there playing sports. It's a different kind of passion. So just running around, and I say to them, you can watch a lot of these women, or some of them say, oh, by the time they run, they get so flat chested they can't have children. And then we have to start letting them know about footballers who are married, who have children. And it's not that. At the end of the day, we figured that a lot of the hindrance that girls have come from the parents, especially the mothers, unfortunately, because of this wrong belief and notion. It's a lack of research as well. And I guess I dare say stereotypes that are put out there, unfortunately, about women in sports. But yeah, we've had that. There are girls who come to us and say, please, can we convince their parents to help them? So talking to the mothers can be very difficult. Yes, unfortunately, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
it is. Yeah.
So it's very difficult to uproot those cultural beliefs that have already been imbibed. But we saw a lot of that.
Do you think that the narrative is changing now?
I
Or do you
think so.
we're still facing that?
I think so. We still. I think at the urban level, it's changing because parents are more enlightened. They watch it now. There's a lot of money in sports as well, so they're interested in it. But I think at the rural level, there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. Especially when you go to the uneducated demographic. You know, it's all they know is the culture, what they believe, the things that they hear. It becomes difficult to convince them that it's not there. But I think the strides are being made, so we're grateful for the little victories that we see changing, even if it's in the urban regions. But yeah, a lot of work still needs to be done.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to head into a different section of the show.
Yes, I know.
It's called we're calling it groovy debate. So this one pretty much we just talk about what's happening in the world of sports and pretty much lifestyle. And I want to start off with the one that you're too familiar with, a club that she represents with her chest.
Yes, so
till the end. I'm going to call this expectation versus reality.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you support Arsenal.
Yes, I do.
You guys have been second 3 seasons in a row.
Yes.
Expectation being that, okay, Arteta has this fully galvanized squad. He's gotten these players, and the next level. You've had three second place finishes while moving to the next level, which is finishing first.
Yes.
Expectation.
Yes.
Also, there was a point where Arsenal was pretty much leading in all categories: Premier League, Champions League, top in Champions League, obviously in the hunt for the quadruple. Reality is, as of right now, it's now a double.
Yes.
The question now is, if Arteta is not able to, for example, if Arteta is not able to win the Premier League, but he delivers the Champions League, what is the reality for Arsenal fans? Does it mean that he's not really the man to take Arsenal? He doesn't have the news to take Arsenal to that level where it's like you guys were at some point so clear ahead in the Premier League, and now it's pretty much down to Arsenal losing one game and then maybe Man City beating them, and then it's all up in flames.
So let me change this, because I'm going to open this now to just show you that in a way you are trying to rewrite history. And we cannot rewrite history. So Arsenal, at some point this season, if I'm not mistaken, had a chance to go 9 points clear or 10 points clear, and it didn't happen. They drew games. Okay, I'm trying to remember who they drew against. So I think now is probably, I may be wrong, but off the top of my head, I'd say that probably the biggest gap we've had, because City drew those 2 games. So let's get that sorted out. We were never clear ahead. This is the clearest ahead we've been. Okay, that's 1. 2. As an Arsenal fan, you people yab us and say we are long suffering, we are patient. We are. Yes, we are. Again, with my full chest. So I think it is people who have very, very short memories and people who don't remember where we're coming from that will say Arteta should go either way. Okay? 3 seasons in a row, Arsenal finished second. Now, we're going to win the league. I'm
potentially.
Saying, no, Goofy, you cannot speak for me. I am saying,
okay,
we are going to win the league. And when we win the league, because I'd say we've won it, but because it's not, they haven't given us the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. When we win the league, I want people to remember that it's not a fluke. This is consistency. Arsenal is the most consistent team in the last 4 seasons. The most consistent. You know why? Second, first. City, second, first, third, second. Liverpool, whatever, first, whatever.
Don't come man here. I was just waiting
No. Man U is not in the conversation. They're not in the conversation. You brought them up. I didn't bring them up because I didn't even remember them. They are so far down, so far below us, that it's not a conversation. They're not in the conversation.
Wow.
But you, as a Man U fan, wanted me to talk about them. So I'm talking about them now by telling you, Man U is not in the conversation. So can we stick to the people who are in the conversation? And that is Manchester City. So I'm saying that when we get that trophy, we've been the most consistent team in the Premier League in the last 4 seasons. Mind you, what did we play in the Champions League last season? Okay? That is 1. 2, only somebody who is a spoiled brat will forget what Arteta has done. We have become competitive. Before then, we did not even have mouth. Now, look at me now. I'm talking with confidence, and that is Arteta. That is Arteta. Best last season, even though we didn't win, I think best defensive team. We didn't have a striker, a proper striker last season. We're still up there as one of the best attacking teams. This season, same thing with our nonsense strikers.
I was about to say, you wanted to praise Gyökeres, but thank God.
No. But first of all, when Didier Drogba came into the Premier League, his first season in the Premier League, he scored 10 goals. for Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
Gyökeres has scored what now? 16 in all competitions. For somebody who doesn't get the ball, for somebody who is useless. If he gets us 20 goals this season in all competitions, which he will, he's done well for his first season. So let's not even put it. Is it what we wanted? No. Is he giving us what we wanted? No. But let's not make it seem like he's had a completely terrible.
Yeah.
Somebody who scored 16 goals has done well. There are people who we are hailing now who haven't scored it.
Up to that.
But he has pressure on him because of the club he plays for. That's Arsenal. So let's put it out there. So now, my expectation is this. Arsenal will win the league. And when we do that, Arteta is up for a statue. Because he took us from the doldrums, from the pits to where we are today. So I don't care what happens. Arteta, for me, is in the same ilk as Arsene Wenger in my head. Because Arsene Wenger, again, brought us from the pits to where we were.
So who has a greater legacy?
Wenger, of course, you can't compare. The only way as Arteta will have a greater legacy is that he wins 4 Champions Leagues and 4 leagues.
How many Champions Leagues did Wenger
None.
win?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I put there. Because what Wenger did was come to a time where Manchester United was dominating and he disrupted it. Same with what Mourinho did. When Manchester United and Arsenal were dominated, he came and he disrupted it. Same thing Jurgen Klopp did.
Exactly.
I wouldn't put Pep in that category because Pep came with a lot of money. So the natural way was for him to and
Not you downplaying the greatest coaches.
No, he is
legacy.
He is one of the greatest coaches in the world. I still put Wenger and Sir Alex ahead of him. Because at the time those two were doing what they were doing, Man U was the only one who had a lot of money. The rest didn't have money. TV money has come in now and changed things.
Yeah.
So now, that's why Brighton can come and beat you comfortably. Brighton can now compete with you for a player. It's shocking. Because they can pay. They can buy. They can pay. So it's a totally different ballgame now. But Arsene Wenger is still the greatest manager ever. Arteta potentially could get there, but it would take him so much to do what Wenger did, even if Wenger didn't win.
Okay. Now, you've spoken about your expectation. What is your reality if Arsenal does not win the Premier League?
We go again. My reality is if we don't win
Arteta stays?
Arteta stays. Arteta stays.
We need a poll on this, because
For me, Arteta stays. I mean, I'm looking at Arteta. I see a clear plan to what he's doing. A clear plan. There were times that I argued about Arteta being so much into buying defensive players. Every time he's buying defenders. But now I see why. Even when we play badly, our defense keeps us there because no team is going to play well all the time. So our defense is good. And it was a great Sir Alex Ferguson who says, attack wins you matches, defense wins you titles.
Yep.
Arteta is showing it now. I've seen what he's done. I've seen, for me, the systemic clear-outs that he did as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant. For me, the one thing he hasn't got, he needs to get right now is to get that core creative player and then to get that core striker. Again, give him credit. He went out and he went and got Gyökeres. It didn't work out, but did he take the risk and paid that kind of money to get him? I mean, Arteta paid £105 million for Rice from West Ham, and we were mad. Now I see it. I feel like we owe West Ham more money even.
But shouldn't that also be anger for Arsenal fans on Arsene Wenger, because he was a coach who was very prudent. Like, he refused to. No, prudent is stingy, because he had money and he was not spending on players. Okay. I think the most expensive player was it Ozil or who?
Yeah. So I agree with you. I agree with you there, but I think also we're being too simplistic about it. So I'll give you an example. You look at Chelsea and Burnley. Chelsea might not be doing great, but they're spending money. The depth in their squad, unfortunately, it hasn't worked out for them. I think it will work out eventually.
Yeah.
But they're spending money. Burnley doesn't care about if the coach wants this player or not. He wants a player, he goes for it. So I say to you, who's to blame? The employer or the employee? So there are a lot of things that we don't know that goes on behind. Because there is no way Wenger will have money to spend, not spend it, and the employer will keep quiet if what he wants to do is win trophies.
When you've heard him say, "Oh, I almost signed Ronaldo, I almost signed Messi," he has said, "I almost signed Zlatan."
Yeah. I mean, for Ashley Cole, it was £5 million that was the difference that took one of our greatest fullbacks ever to Chelsea. 5 million for Suarez from Liverpool. Suarez was a done deal, but they did the what do you call it? The sell-out clause plus £1. So I'm saying, if the club really wanted to get Suarez, they really wanted to keep Ashley Cole, they really wanted to get Ronaldo, even though Ronaldo wasn't the big deal at the time. It was still when he was coming from Sporting. So if you really wanted to get all these players, there is no way a club that wants to win will give money to their coach to buy, and their coach doesn't play and he stays there. Arsene Wenger was doing what they wanted. It's very obvious. And this is us now using our brains as human beings with sense. Arsene Wenger was doing what they wanted. Even if he sold them the vision, they bought into the vision.
Yeah.
They bought into the vision, saving money, building the stadium, trying to not go into debt, trying to not be one of those teams taken over by non-English people at the time. So I don't blame Arsene Wenger for that. The only blame I give to him, if I were to blame him, is if he didn't want that either, he could have quit. So it's the chicken and the egg, which comes first. So the two, the owners and the manager, they were working in tandem.
Yeah.
So you can't blame Arsene Wenger alone and not blame the owners, and you can't blame the owners alone and not blame Wenger.
Okay, so let's bring it back home. The next question I want to talk about, next topic I want to talk about is about the NFF.
Yes.
Now we've seen, I'm even calling it musical chairs happening with the Super Eagles coaching staff. We've seen 6 coaching changes in just a few years, and now Eric Chell is in the hot seat.
Yes.
Now, while the NFF is taxing him with a rebuilding process after the 2026 World Cup, we've seen on social media they're losing their minds. I remember at the time he came with a list of, you must pay me this, you must pay me that, you must pay me this, you must pay me that. My question is, are we sacking coaches before they even unpack their bags, or is it a vision without results that's killing us?
So I start with what's the other coach, the Franco-German coach that we had? What's his name again? The last Oyibo coach we had.
Raw?
Yeah, I start with Gennaro Raw. Gennaro Raw was given time. He was given time. And to be fair to him, he also qualified us for a lot of tournaments and stuff. And towards the end, I'd be honest and say I was one of those who, at that point, I think which match did we lose here? And I was one of those even saying, no, we should let him go. He's done that. Then it was also me speaking from emotions as a fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like maybe we should have given him some time. The Finidi debacle was very unfortunate for me. I felt then, and I still feel, that if we were going to employ a coach like Eric Shell, we should have kept Finidi.
As an assistant?
No. We shouldn't have sacked Finidi.
Oh, okay.
For me, they were
similar profiles.
Oh, okay. Should have stayed there. Yes, Finidi hadn't coached at the national team level like Shell, who coached Mali, but we could have kept him. Okay, so now we have Eric Shell. Again, people are calling for his head. But I feel like if you think about national teams and how they function, first of all, you have about 2 weeks at a time to have players to play for a tournament. If it's for a qualifier, a few days before you bring all these players and they come together, you train, blah, blah, and then you work. So I feel like if we keep changing and changing and changing, then we will never have a coach who builds an identity for the team. And which is why, again, in my opinion, we've made the mistake of letting go of Raw. We've made the mistake of letting go of Finidi. I mean, Eguavoin for the 2022 World Cup was the interim coach when we lost to Ghana. Eguavoin was never in the
Picture.
Picture for taking over for
Yeah.
full time. But we've made the mistake of sacking Raw. In my opinion, again, Finidi, we've made the mistake. The other coach, the one who took us to the AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire, I don't know if it was a mistake. They wanted to keep him. He wanted more money. Didn't agree.
Is it Pesero?
Pesero, and then Pesero left. So now Pesero wanted to go. We've made these mistakes. We can't keep doing that because changing brings in coaches with another coach with a different philosophy, different mindset, who still will not have 3 months at a time to work with the players. So I think Eric Schell, he's the coach now. Give him the time. We haven't qualified for the World Cup. It's okay. We're all pained. We've moved on. He didn't start it. He clearly had a chance to qualify.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't, so he must take some of the blame as well. But for me, the players take the bulk of the blame, honestly. So I feel like now, the NFF keeping Shell, I feel like maybe they're beginning to understand. We need to give them time. That's what Arsenal did with Arteta. For what? We need to give coaches time to have a plan. And that plan, that time must be well thought out and well planned. You can't just base it on just one tournament. Is it painful? Yes. But if he got us to the semi-finals of the AFCON, as Nigeria, we always want to win. We didn't win. But did he play badly? Did he manage the players badly? And I dare say as well, I see a coach for the first time, not for the first time, it's happened before, but this crop of players, they want to play for this coach. It's very obvious.
Yep.
Let him be. Give him the support that he needs. Do not owe him. Pay him. If you must owe him, call him and talk to him. Reach an understanding with him. Something that we don't even need to hear. Do that. And let the guy do his job. Don't give him players to pick, because every time you chop off a coach's head, but you're helping him, you are helping him on suggesting players. No. Let him do his job, but give him the time. Give him a long-term contract and give him the time. That's what I believe.
Okay. All right. Well, we're done with that. Let's head over to the final segment of the show. This one is quite fun. I call it Groovy Fast 5.
Okay.
So I'll give you 5 quick fire questions and you just give me your answers to them. Very easy, very sharp. Are you ready?
Ready.
Ready. All right. She's ready. Let me start with the first one. Best stadium food. Roasted corn outside the stadium or a meat pie in the VIP lounge?
Roasted corn outside the stadium. Live and direct. Corn anywhere. If you had put the corn in the VIP, I choose corn.
You choose the corn?
Corn anytime, any day. Anytime, wherever. In the pitch, in the goalpost, wherever. If it's corn, I'm following corn.
This corn has a story that we'll have to get another interview for it.
On the way to my heart.
Okay, corn. Okay, now second question. Most intimidating player you've ever interviewed?
Ooh. I'd say this basketball player, I'm trying to remember. Tabit Hashim. That's his name? Yeah. Tabit Hashim. 7'2".
So it was his height.
His height. I came and I told me to go. I walk up to this guy. So I'm on my phone trying to set my.
Yeah.
Then I get there. Okay, hi. They say, oh, hi. I'm looking like this. Now I keep going. and then I put up my mic. At the point my hand starts shaking. I'm not kidding. Then I held my hand. It's shaking. Guy is freaking tall. And then I remember my cameraman at the time, Alex. Alex too came. I said, Alex, where are you? We need to do this interview. He's waiting. So Alex got there. He's walking. And when you see tall people, you know they're tall, but you don't realize how tall they are.
Yeah, until you come close.
So Alex with his heavy super sport camera, he got there. I'm like, oh, meet Tabit. So, first time you just look up, to shake hands.
Yeah.
Then your face is looking at his hand.
How did they even frame him?
Alex suffered. We had to put Alex on the high, one of those camera.
Beanbags or whatever.
Not the beanbags, the trunk boxes.
Yeah, the trunk boxes.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he was still like this. Both of us suffered that. And then the guy said, Tabit said to me, your hand's hurting. His voice is deep. I'm like, yeah. So. But another person I interviewed that I felt good interviewing. I wasn't intimidated, but it felt so good. 2010, 2012 Olympics, mixed zone, and I spoke to um, Alison Felix.
I don't know who that is.
Alison Felix is, in my opinion, people will say Shirley Ann Fraser-Price, but in my opinion, the greatest women track athlete ever. For me, the most elegant, like a gazelle. Loved her, and then getting that mix. I think for me, the greatest mix zone interview I've ever done as well. I was grinning. I was nervous.
You were starstruck.
I was starstruck. Alison Felix, 2012.
Shout out to Alison Felix. What are you saying? Talk to me. All right, number 3. High heels on the pitch or sneakers? What's the secret to standing for 90 minutes?
Is that a question? Sneakers, of course. I don't do sports for pain anymore.
But you've done that. You've done the high heels.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah, I've done that, and it's painful. I hate heels. They hurt. So the only time I wear heels is when I'm in studio and they're gonna show my legs.
Yeah.
They're not gonna show my entire profile. I don't. I wear slippers or I wear sneakers, but yeah, sneakers every day.
Sneakers every day.
Yeah.
Okay, one Nigerian artist whose music is the perfect pre-game hype.
For me, Davido. I love Davido.
Davido.
For me,
Baddest.
Davido.
What song?
There are so many of them. Aye is one of them. I think. But for me, another person that I love a lot more. I think the only Nigerian artist I'm a fan of is Tiwa Savage. I'm trying to think, is there any song that is of a pre-game hype? But Tiwa is the shit.
Tiwa is your person,
Tiwa
number
is
one.
Yeah.
By the way, Chisom is the DJ at the Super Sports Studio.
I
Nobody has ever dared to play music there. She's always the one. She's either giving us morning devotion or she's giving us banger on our piano, Afrobeats,
Ethiopian music, South
like,
African music.
She's the DJ at that.
Senegalese music.
She go just the blast time. Once she just enter like this, she go just be collect.
Yeah, but Davido pre-game. Oh yeah. Imagine when we score, we do that.
I'm sure you enjoyed when he performed at the World Cup.
Oh, I love Davido.
Yeah.
His music is insane.
Yeah, we love David too. Yeah. And finally, if you're wearing the football girl, what would your alternative career be?
I'd say marketing and advertising. Yeah, that's what I would do. I love that. I think I like the idea of creating a marketing campaign or a marketing concept. That I think I'd be good at that.
Okay.
Yeah, do marketing and probably advertising as well.
But which would not be more important to you, being behind the camera or in front of the camera?
Behind the camera. Behind the camera. So
you now let all this beauty, all this skill, all this personality.
Beg, tell me what you want. After this show, all this hype, he will tell me what he needs. He wants something. He wants me to do something.
Yeah, Oliver Twist. I can never get tired.
No, but I love that's why I like producing as well. I like the idea that just like Super Pix or Social Content. Yeah. That's what I like. Seeing my scripts, my ideas, my content ideas coming to life.
Yeah.
So that's why I like producing, and I think directing is something I like as well. I haven't done a lot of that, but I have directed a couple of football sports shows on TV. But directing is, yeah.
Well, we have come to the end of the interview, and I want to say what a pleasure it has been, having you here, the football girl. It's still, it has a ring.
Football woman now.
The football woman. But I want to say a big thank you to everything you've done and you're still doing, and the work that you've pretty much done, and obviously pretty much paving the way for people to come into sports, not just women, even men. Like I see you on a day-to-day basis, and she's a champion. She's literally a champion. It's not just legendary 15-room this thing. She's thousands of people. They are people that look up to her. And obviously, also getting to hear about your Fotem Inspire program, I think that's also very, very beautiful. And I'm looking forward to seeing everything that is happening and what other initiatives come about. Now, obviously, I'd like you to, speak to the camera about what's next for Chisom. And obviously, I do know you have a podcast.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I can't wait to be there. I can't wait to be there. But yeah, please just tell people what's happening.
Yeah.
What's
I mean, it's an absolute pleasure being here with you, obviously, and I've seen your podcast. Let me just put it out there that I think I've worked with Groovy now for what, 2-3 years?
2-3 years, yeah.
And this guy is relentless. Everything I see him do, from his business with his clothing business and to his podcasting to, his entertainment life. This guy is insanely humble. And it's so good. It's a breath of fresh air for me. So if Groovy knows that every time he's in studio here and Jimmy, I am always so happy because I know the energy will be incredibly insane, and that's what he brings to the table. So thank you for that as well. And thank you. You might not know that yet, but thank you for also inspiring the next generation because they see your transition and how easy it's been. But for me, my next step, I keep telling you guys think I'm joking. I'm going to be a sports minister.
Oh,
okay? I don't know.
So big.
I don't know how it's gonna happen yet.
Where I go? Abuja. I feel I pray for Lagos.
Anywhere, come. But that's an ambition. I think if I'd like to be able to, make a difference with the sports governance in Nigeria and trying to change things. So when that happens, so those of you who have been treating me badly, I'll show all of you. Hey. I'm joking.
You have Kukuma been in Abuja before.
Yes,
so
now
we could just move your teeth.
Even I have ambitions with the NFF Football Administration. That's what it is for me. Yeah. But for now, my podcast is coming out. It's called the Fifth House Podcast.
Let's go.
And that podcast is a place where we call it the Fifth House. So when you're coming to the Fifth House. You're coming to our house. And that's where we give access to our viewers, sports lovers. We give them the access they don't have to the athletes. So and public figures. So pretty much what it does is those things that you've never heard or you've wondered about, you've speculated about, we find people who are willing to come on record and tell the truth and clarify it. So if there's an issue that you've heard, but you're saying it's true, this person is saying it's not true, we bring somebody who was in there to tell us the truth about what happened. So we're just giving access, and we get to a stage where the questions will come from you guys. Ask whatever you want from our guests and you'll get first-hand answers. So our first episode is coming out next week.
Sweet.
Can't wait for it to happen, and this is a big one. Groovy is coming there,
because
he brought me here.
We're there.
How do you say? I will brought him to that side.
I did yesterday.
So that's it. But my sports administrator is coming. I will do that.
Woo!
Yes.
That's fire. That is fire, man. I'm super excited, man. I am super excited, and I can't wait. This is going to be another level. I can't wait. And also, guys, make sure you go see her in her big screen debut, The Other Side of the Brigde.
Yes, April
17th.
Yes.
She won't be there at the premiere. Go and banter her for that. If you can't banter Arsenal for something, banter her for not being at the premiere.
Please remember to banter me too when Arsenal wins the league. When we win the league, banter me. All this bantering when we haven't won it. Make sure you don't run, you don't disappear when we carry the trophy. I'd like to invite all our viewers to the Arsenal fans parade when we win the trophy.
Would there be? There should be one. No?
There's one in London, but we'll do one here in Nigeria.
Anyway.
And Groovy will organize it as a Man U fan. And we shall be there. So please make sure you don't disappear when we win the league. Thank
Hopefully
you.
she'll be there at the Arsenal fans parade. But Chisom, finally, where can people find you? Please.
Yes, please, you can find me on your TV screens on SuperSport doing Social Corner, doing Nigeria Made every Friday by 7 p.m. from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can also catch me on our podcast. It is called the Fifth House Podcast. You can follow us on our YouTube page. Please, we're trying to build a community, so please follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, that is X, and on Facebook. And for me, my name on Instagram is at Chisom _Mbonu_Ezeoke. And for the others, it's at Som Mbonu, SOMMBONU. Thank you.
Yes, sir. You've heard it from the Queen. Stay inspired. Keep working hard. And as always, stay groovy.
Stay groovy.
Hey.